Today we're going to properly seal up some carbon fiber shock towers on my new team associated B64D. Rich here from the rcnetwork.com, and today we need to seal up some carbon fiber shock towers on my new team associated B64D. Now, whenever you're running carbon fiber, especially in an off-road environment, you definitely want to seal up the edges of all of the carbon. You'll notice that there are different kind of feel to the carbon versus the laminated side sections, and you definitely want to seal those up. Now, traditionally we do seal those up with some CA or super glue, or even tire glue will work for this. Now, in this video I'll be showing you how to do it, how to prep it, and what the end result looks like. So why do we actually seal the carbon fiber? Well, if you really look at carbon fiber, it is tiny little layers of plastic basically, and what they are is they're laminated together. Now, at the very edge of the carbon fiber, it can start delaminating, especially if you start hitting it on any type of hard surfaces like off-road environments or even on-road. So you definitely want to seal up these edges so that the carbon fiber doesn't start to delaminate and thus making it unusable. It becomes very weak at that point, and you do have to replace it. Now, as far as the areas of carbon that I would suggest to go ahead and seal up, definitely shock towers. If you are running a carbon fiber chassis plate, you definitely want to do the edges of the carbon fiber. Internal pieces like this servo brace right here, you don't really need to seal up. Just areas that would be hit in an off-road or on-road environment. Items that you'll need for this project: you'll need some good 220 grit sandpaper. The finer the better. You can even go up to like some 300 if you'd like. This is just to basically knock the edges down on the carbon fiber edge. You'll need a X-Acto knife with a dull blade. You don't need a sharp blade for this, so save those dull ones. You can use it for these applications because at that point you'll just throw it away at the end. And as far as glues, you just need any type of CA glue or super glue. You can also use old tire glue. The thinner the better in this case, and ones that don't have a brush applicator. You definitely want one that will just kind of dribble on to the carbon fiber shock towers. Alright, so I went ahead and removed some of the items that were really close to the shock tower, like the shocks right here. Just unbolted those and laid them down. Now, ideally, when you are building the vehicle, you can probably go ahead and CA glue them prior to building. You just want to make note of any areas that it would actually need a precise fitment, like right around the gearboxes right here. You probably don't want to glue those. You do want to glue all the outside surfaces that can be hit in an off-road environment. So the first thing we're going to be doing is taking our sandpaper. I have it kind of folded up into like a 1" by 5" section, so it's almost like a tool. Now, less is more when sanding your edges of your shock tower. You just want to basically knock the edges off and just get it to where it's a very smooth surface when you do lay the CA glue down. Now, you do just want to do this because it creates a little bit more surface area for the glue to set up on, which is definitely better. And just pretty much this is all you're going to be doing. Just knocking the edges off, giving it almost like a chamfered edge is fine. It doesn't deter from the looks at all, but it gives a little bit better bonding area for the CA glue. And that's about good enough that you need to do. Now, when you are building the vehicle, you can get all the way down here into the bottom sections. That is entirely up to you. I think the most important part is right up here on the shock mounts and across the top. A quick blow off of the air compressor gets rid of all of the residual dust, and now it's time to start gluing. So I'm going to be using the Proline tire glue. It's the perfect consistency of, thin versus thick, or a gel substance. And all we're going to be doing is just laying a very, very small bead across the top here. And you'll see how we use that bead around the sides as well with our X-Acto knife. Now, one thing you do want to have handy just a quick paper towel here in case you need to clean up anything that happens to drip. But pretty much you just want to start here and start laying down just enough to, that is it. That's all you need. A very, very small amount. And you can kind of see here the glistening of the CA glue. That's all you need. less is more when it comes to this stuff. And all I'm going to do now is just take my X-Acto knife with a dull blade and just start to spatula it across the shock tower edge. Checking this out, and looks like we're good. So I did the rear section a few minutes ago, so let's take a look at that, see how that turned out. You can see here it has just like kind of a glazed look to it all the way around, very thin coat, and I go all the way down here to where the turnbuckles mount onto it. Turned out pretty nice, and I'm headed to the track now. Well guys, that is my quick little video here of how to properly seal up your carbon fiber items on your RC vehicles. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'm off to the next one. Comments, questions on down below, and as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.